Hey everybody. I wanted to briefly put together a video to show you how to put together your Google Classroom. So the first thing I would do is I would open up two windows and put them side by side. Use Chrome because Google and Google Classrooms, they work together. And if you're using Explorer or Firefox or some other browser, I'd really avoid it. I've noticed it's causing some trouble too with some of the computers. So use Google for now. And so put them side by side so you can see. I suppose you could also flip back and forth, but it's a little burdensome. So if I go too fast, you can pause the video. And if you just happen to miss the training, this will give you an opportunity to catch up. So what Google Classrooms is it's a learning management system. And it's really very simple, it's effective, and it's in one location. And like last year, we had students going all over the place, looking for where they're supposed to log in, where they're supposed to get a hold of the teacher, what's the Zoom invitation. It was a nightmare. So this way, it will be much more simplified. So one location to view all their classes, to view their assignments. Parents can see what's missing. They can track their assignments, and the students, parents can track the student progress as they move through the class. It's important to note that you're still responsible to put things into Skyward because the grading system isn't in Google, right? So you'll want to put it into Cumulative. So depending on how you set your classrooms up, it's really a great hub for everything that you need, from your materials to your lectures. It's a good place to jump on and communicate. It has a feature a lot like Zoom, so let's get into it. So first, let me share my screen. Okay, so I am just jumping onto Google, and I am going to go over here. See this M? I have enrolled myself. It's actually in the way in my video. I have enrolled myself into Google, and to log in, just click here. Yeah, I'm a multitasking ninja. That's my name. And so put in your school email, that's skykomish.wednet.edu. And then we can start to look at your account, right? So I'm logged in, and it's set up for this individual. And I wanted to show you the applications. Now, almost everything that Google does, Microsoft has copied. Everything that Google does, it's been a copy from Microsoft. Documents, for instance, it's just like Word, except for, I hate to offend any Google fans, but a little cartoony, I suppose. Drive is a lot like OneDrive. Sheets is Excel. Meet, that's like Zoom. It's now in Teams. Slides is PowerPoint, so on and so on. And you know, it mirrors it. Everything that Microsoft has, Google has. Some perform a little bit better, some not quite as well. But one thing's for sure: Google does have a little bit better simplified applications. But you do see Classroom right here. And it's really important that you are logged in and that you go to this. So let's take you through this. So first off, I'm going to open up my Classroom. It goes right to this screen. And I have the choice to log in as either a student or a teacher. In this case, I'm the teacher, so I'm going to click this. And it'll think for a second. All right, and then this is our classroom. So right here, I'm going to give you a little tip. Go right here where you have the snowman, right here, the 3 dots. Go down to more tools, then go over to create a shortcut. Okay, and what you can do is you can pin it to your taskbar and it'll be right there. You can access it anytime. Just with one click, you don't have to navigate through Google. I think it's just a little bit easier. So everything's right there. So see this arrow? This is how you start your class. So I'm going to create a class. And I am going to call this US History. Section, we will have writer, 8th grade. Now, this line is not, it's optional, but I'd recommend putting the time. I don't know, let's say we're starting at noon to 2. It's not the real time, but, and then room, that's also optional. You don't really have to have anything here. But you know, one thing, since our schedules are a little bit messed up, we really should come up with a plan on how we're gonna have our classrooms. Like, is it Monday and Wednesday? Or are we gonna call it a day? I don't know. Let's talk about that later. So I'm going to create it, and it will think about it for a second as it puts together my classroom. Okay, so it added a, so we'll invite students later. It added a background for me. I can change the theme to anything I like. Let's see, there is a English history. I like this one. Ooh, I like that one. Select the theme, and it'll change it. Unfortunately, can't change the background, the white. Also, you can add a picture to this, but it really makes it dull. And even if you choose a bright image, it just isn't very clear. So anyhow, this right here is your student link. So when we set together, or when we put together the students into your classroom, this is like your Zoom meeting, and it's pretty slick. This is the code that you will see to get into my classroom. So I can make it big for everybody to see, and I could copy the link and send it to everybody. This is the code of how to get into the classroom. You could turn this on and off also. So I'm going to stop the video here since this class is already here, and then we can play around with adding students, and we'll just mess around with it a little bit more. I don't want to go into too much detail. Dallas and Tegan will get into a lot of it. I understand Thomas is pretty familiar with Google, and we'll get you set up. I think this will be fun. And thanks, guys.